to imagine a world with no friction. Balance wavering links, pushing around precise techniques of decay known as existence. Project resistant tendencies to keep from feeling needs. Keys to extinct the simple-minded ceilings that render consistently. Corrupt chaos ceases to conceive inner peace constantly. Positively infectious acceptance properties promote plastic pleasure perceived as a promising treasure. Pressure pretends though it's meant honestly and proceeds to police periodically and cautiously monitors the downfall of contamination and hopefully demolishing perfect whispers that at one point a wise one offered for free and only asked to return to establish perception properly. Structure property and redefine identical numbers in violation far below the torso's median line. An excuse excluding the conclusion principle. Fall awake within this quantum state diagnosed to arthritis which flows, framing the ache which lies inside of the hands of time. Provide proof of the pulse to strive and whatever it needs to so easily stay alive. Believing everything it obviously sees, a meager ration receiving nothing from which it feeds. Seriously beating in a sense thinking, setting a fix on a synthetic feeling. Getting healing as it redeems well-being just to survive. Perish in progress is parallel to denial. Die to coincide, a mesh in a mess of this so-called style. In an instant to covet, all that is felt is failed. Known lower than the low which is above it. Just realize that you're a model of this phase waxed and published. Wallow in greed because you love it. Swallow the sea, yes indeed, unless we plummet. A soaking world we can't obtain, nor explain your thirst for the need to be contained in the shallowness of your stomach. Fall upon your knees to set free, grab the promising surreal to taste unique. Wrap around what you have found and hug it. Maybe now you found your way around your feet. And lately morning in, evening out, and the space between now seems more complete.
Now listen here, you more than what you wanna believe. True lies are what they put inside. You gotta get out and view the world with your own eyes. Now listen here, you more than what you wanna believe. True lies are what they put inside. You gotta get out and view the world with your own eyes. Now listen here, you more than what you wanna believe. True lies are what they put inside. You gotta get out and view the world with your own eyes. Now listen here, you more than what you wanna believe. True lies are what they put inside. You gotta get out and view the world with your own eyes.
This has gone on long enough. Time to pry from the world's eyes, but they're shut so tight that I fear we're not strong enough. These war-children's parents are still growing themselves. Think they got it all figured out, but mentally they're no older than 12. Media feeds these weak-minded teens everything except for what they need to develop truly unique dreams. How can you save those who don't want to be saved? There's gotta be ways to penetrate before they disintegrate up on the altar we made. They demonstrate alternate imitations of truth. As long as our youth remain confused, who cares if quality fades? Our most valuable commodity is no longer honesty. With the Lord on our side, we'll never become the monsters that they want us to be. Economy's thriving, but a blood clot called war could come along and stop the beat. I was once in a situation, convinced anything outside ordinary living would prevent me from blending in with the population. Brain cells diminished from inhalation of lies without proper ventilation. Woke up, snapped out of hypnotization, came to the realization I'm an individual no longer fascinated by typical principles. Developed dependency on anything original. Social acceptance no longer a priority. Just passion to push thresholds of the mind's absorbency. Destroy the voice of normalcy. The world according to me is heading towards oblivion until we teach ourselves to be free. I'm sorry for the lies, I apologize for the torment. When Mother Earth dies, we don't have to become orphans. We must resist living in accordance to the guidelines society set for us. You can torture us, but we'll never forfeit. Just as wild animals, you can contain us, but you'll never tame us. Humanity's wounded, time to heal the cuts. Not the same system that raised us has to deal with us.
I guess each day is a struggle more so than the other. I can never understand what getting it's all about. Why does money have to be the issue behind everything? Slowly killing the young and the fight to be the dumbest. Believe in the idiot box and the radio transmission. Sympathize for the families of missing persons that choose to exist in a world of nothing but lies, hiding behind the truth. Youth grows old with time, beauty will remain in the eyes of the believer, cutting at your body, thinking you're viewed as a better person. So many times they opened their eyes but couldn't see the problem will remain to the day they find themselves lost in the world, thinking no one understands that they all about the money or being the biggest star or driving the biggest car. You are you can't hide the fact that you will be to the day you release in peace. Willing to understand that there's more than a charade, a perfect image of killing your body to better health, risk losing it all. At least it seems good for you wanting for the moment. After that, no real time spent in saying goodbye. Now listen here, you more than what you wanna believe. True lies are what they put inside. You gotta get out and view the world with your own eyes. Now listen here, you more than what you wanna believe. True lies are what they put inside. You gotta get out and view the world with your own eyes. Now listen here, you more than what you wanna believe. True inside. You gotta get out and view the world with your own eyes. Now listen here, you more than what you wanna believe. True lies are what they put inside. You gotta get out and view the world with your own eyes.
Open your eyes.
Put these pieces together, life like this out what's now and or not ever, depending on never. Pull levers to seduce statements made in layman's terms and portrayed as clever. Feather like playful with gravity, despite hateful sentences that hassle me. In light of simple phrases that baffle me. Exert magnitude and calibrate measures afloat by formulas, believing in these heights that had to me. Levitate reasoning, sensing of the deepest endeavor. Sky high, lovely sight, don't let this end ever. Not before the best, but just wait for the better, which usually seems 100% to rely on the weather. Mood complements conditions, mostly always. Daily rain attempts to weigh me down. Rebuke these liquid frowns, I refuse to soak forever. Strung high, wrung out the mess of all these days. Clouds mile mark, the sun seems so far away. Clouds mumble and hark when I just ask if I can play. Clouds make fun of, pierce my heart and tell me I should go away. The park, get back to the start, better yet you belong on the sidelines anyways. My turn, I'm trying, my art, I'm flying. Do my part in defining, embark your journey next in line then. It seems another daydream has scored higher again. Refining the new me, the new me.
My eyes are in the sunshine, fly throughout the day.
You know the usual story. I was 18 and just about to hit the college scene.
These visions have got me tripping, drifted off into the day. Getting pushed around by teachers that want me to stay awake. Envision myself in places that help me to stay awake.
That help me to stay awake. That help me to stay awake. Wake up. You know the usual story. I was 18 and just about to hit the college scene.
Find myself in the same position I've been in many other times before. Lucky I don't snore, but the teacher still doesn't ignore. Feel the tapping on my shoulder as I rise and see the other eyes that criticize. To my surprise, I wasn't the only one doing low eye face flat across the desktop. Wait to get a talk, telling me to straighten up. I'm working 9 to 5, doing the best I can, not the rest of them. Keep a tape recorder hitting off into the pocket. Stay up on every subject, even if my subtext isn't exactly what you like to hear. On my way to the next class, don't remember how I got here. Walking down the hall, start to crunch the brain, but thoughts of being woke was all that remained. No matter, into the class, walk past the teacher, fell as I start to wake. Realizing the whole thing was nothing more than a dream. Strange it seems, it was one of those things, it wasn't me. Roll out of bed, finally on my feet. Now I'm standing, I dream about class. Besides, I never like to be there. Oh well, it's time to comb the hair and deal with another day. Or it could be a dream, and I'm soon to fall awake. Fall awake. Around by teachers that want me to stay awake. Envision myself in places that help me to stay awake.
That help me to stay awake. That help me to stay awake. Wake up. You know the usual story. I was 18 and just about to hit the college scene.
I see their mouths moving, yet no words are coming out. And I seem to have this problem where I think aloud. I've been told I don't work well with others, but I love these kids I rhyme with like they're brothers. Time slips through my hands and I'm like, where did it go? It's tearing a hole in the fabric of my soul. Never auditioned for this part, but supposedly I got the role. Improvise, they say. I laugh cause that's what I was doing anyway. Send away the proof of purchase in an envelope and begin to hope I get a hint that will help me cope. Nope, just felt like a dope. Keep hitting dead ends cause life requires too many prerequisites. Can't seem to keep focused but never diagnosed with attention deficit. it once upon a time. Oh, I forget the rest of it, so I guess that's it. Addicted to daydreams, been trying to quit, but I gotta get one last fix. We're living in a world where females eat their mate like a praying mantis. They got us trapped so we can't make any advances, but I'll take my chances. Class dismissed.
I was 18 and just about to hit the college scene.
These visions have got me tripping, drifted off into the day, getting pushed around by teachers that want me to stay awake. Envision myself in places that help me to stay awake. That help me to stay awake. That help me to stay awake.
Wake up. You know the usual story. I was 18 and just about to hit the college scene.
Morning strikes, I feast my eyes up on yet another sunrise. Gargoyles I view from above where my concrete pedestal scrapes the skies. My two brothers located adjacent, facing the same basic places every day due to a fixated placement. We are the Watchers, existence set in stone, pun intended. The fourth member of our quartet swore death was a myth, and a gust of wind took offense, swept him off the ledge into the hedges below where his life as it was ended. I'll never forget the curses he screamed in the wind as he descended. Currently a trio historic as destruction we're bound to. Even if you've ever hidden from this hideous city, our vision makes 2020 look like a pity, so chances are we found you. Medieval demeanor, I'll spare you the lies and let you know the grass on the other side isn't always greener. Since we're immobile and antisocial, we'll never really feel free to be vocal. But on this particular occasion, I'll take the opportunity to share what I see as I spy on the locals. Keep in mind it's breakfast time. A man scarfs down a Pop-Tart, hops in his car, but last night juvenile delinquents poured sugar in his tank so it won't start. Cops clocking speeders on radar from the parking lot of a Walmart. A kid waves goodbye to his mother as she drives off crying, proud of his son on his first day of kindergarten. But in the alleyway, ragamuffins couldn't care less about learning cause their homeless kids are starving. Now I know I made a stone, but sights like that would cause my heart to harden. If I have one, a graffiti writer hides in a dumpster cause the hero with a cell phone dialed 911. He imagines the burner he left on the state capitol the night before. Last as he stands in the trash cause he says at least I had fun. Elsewhere a freestyle cipher accumulates on the corner of 2nd Avenue and Broadway. Apparently these MCs are fed up with mainstream, so they take it to the streets and have a lot to say, cause they rhyme to open eyes and stress the message not to get paid. All these events took place in the course of one morning. Now listen to my brother's stories of what they'll see this evening as they're exploring.
Rep to the edge of life, and this is what we're seeing. Twilight, the shadows of dim-lit pavement, interrupting of the dream. Forever to be still, starts the mayhem of the city, which my vision cease to partake in a spark of pandemonium. Twisted, cries and laughs all heard at the same time. I change the will of man if I can just control my functions, but something happened in a time of long ago. Now I sit and wait for another crippling life interruption. Here it is, even after all the tears, it still amazes me how much some care not. Class is over as I view another brush across the canvas, run to the buses quickly. Also happy to go home. Young minds a source of light, that's why the story isn't easy. I couldn't move this type of torture, wouldn't wish upon my enemy. As the bus comes to a stop, little ones cross the street at the same time. Red light doesn't hold attention long as he speeds on. Eyes fixed on trying to find a CD. By the time he looks up, death was calling for a soul. He's worth to miss the little ones, but it's called lost control. A terrifying scene, car parts and broken human faces, laughter, folly, silence as the screen starts to take hold. Not believing what I view in sight, cause more than no one's lost. This would never happen if I could just uproot from my crevice. Now mothers must be warned that their children are now gone. What's this? It looks like one life wants to hang on, fighting for a taste of it. No one seems to know that still I'm stuck here, cursed to watch this precious life die. God release me from these chains of punishment. If to save a life, to take my life would be seen as fair. Still I'm here made to watch as the soul floats away, always watching, wishing for the fate of the fourth corner. My madness grows with each waking up the evening. This eternal life I trade quickly for the breathing.
Blind by nightlife, careless, chaotic, destructive mayhem masquerades mainly after the daily parade that paves its way. A trail of others' dismay and adds up the profit. A sure shot, a vital commodity, their ground zero, anger foundation. A commonplace for rich patrons to lift off and skyrocket. Always going, their assistance seems so relentless, but that's really none of my business. I'll just sit here and wait around until I crumble, fall and fade out and finish out the remainder of my sentence. and jot down mentally all of these wishes. Years of calculations, patience, and earning a keen sense of vision, focused on formulating some sort of fix to help heal the tiny dwellers that are sick. Illuminating plush moonlight refines my thoughts that were due to be replenished. Try to figure morality when they are the ones who are the menace. Even more so diminishing, probably on that note, cold-blooded killing. Down below a growing colony bothers me. All they know is that a caring bird's eye view isn't common usually. You see a shadow of something that far away is all it could possibly be. Some I can tell distance themselves and attempt to even worship my imagery. A language spoken body as they kneel, proceed to them if they see lust revealing colors to prove appeal. Like the life that's left that they sell right. Some I can help coach them to hope all is well. Cure one's addictions, even some that are strongly felt. Pay attention to someone else and not what was made as a marker to plainly stare in sight. Observing man-made twilight and keeping it all for myself. Longing for the larger star to naturally warm my shell. Soaking up artificial brightness that plays the empty face of night. These open eyes, symmetrical with the skyline, which divides a fine line between involuntary placement and the happiness, which I am humble enough to call home. All alone in my domain, perched upon my throne, hovering above and showing those living not to take for granted their heart, for which mine is made of stone. Constantly thinking of sinking, even on the brink of leaping. Better off from leaving this constant beating. So I'll release by leaving. It seems better than keeping, in need of something more than just breathing. Indeed defeat from all walks of life and not just from those who are kneeling. If pretending is being and sheltered blindness to seeing, conclusions are completing, open arms are receiving, passive thoughts are deleting, crying is revealing, and we do so while the poor is just eating. Classes are labeled to pinpoint and for further meaning, and of course the rich are always feeding. We complain when the cup bleeds, a stain seeping, and reclaims its place as a scar, naming its own domain, and later at a glance thinking and aiming the blame on the healing. Not one blinking thought of redeeming, a lot of nothing breaking me strong, an elite common retreat for the weakling. My pulsating life pump retrieving what's lost as I kiss the surface heaving, as I lick my knuckles clean for the softest of touch which I'm ever so needing. Scratch bled, bedhead, this mess still to suffer from lack of comfort, but finally conceiving thoughts of believing.
Jolly as a simpleton, plenty who would envy him. Meanwhile, I could live again. Heartache from awareness flooding in now and then. Honestly, hope to wish swimming in the see-through end. Jolly as a simpleton, plenty who would envy him. Meanwhile, I could live again. Heartache from awareness flooding in now and then. Honestly, hope to wish swimming in the see-through end.
Face to face with this only page, uncertainty peeks from behind the curtain, unknowingly showing its hiding place. Signs of age have taken their toll. All I have to show with these pages are statements made by the soul, and a few memories which fade by the day as I grow old. Breaking the mold and paying favors by replacing what I stole. Never thought defeat could infiltrate with such ease. I'd win success but end up with outrageous late fees. I'm sick of the view from here. Can we trade seas? Reoccurring patterns making Mars and yesterday's forecast mess together, so expect delays. Let's dedicate this decade to decorating our declaration with less hesitation and debts to pay. Pouring swords and next door to schools in the good old US of A. Just to set the record straight, it's from what you least expect embezzling from the collection plate. We should educate on how to detect the fake instead of how to elect the snake. Artificially intimidated imbeciles tend to accuse us of bending the rules. Assembly line sentinels programmed to kill while we snooze. Congratulations, our nation is now the proud mother of millions of identical fools. We don't need an excuse, I've heard this story, go back to purgatory. I'm fed up with life behind a cash register, somebody else working for me. This time I won't be returning shortly. In the real world the munchkins would have murdered Dorothy. I'll now return to my dormitory to nurture my thirst for a turn for the worse and a few verses that were worded
as
for
a
me.
simpleton, plenty who would envy him. Meanwhile, I could live again. Heartache from awareness flooding in now and then. Honestly, hope to wish swimming in the see-through end. Jolly as a simpleton, plenty who would envy him. Meanwhile, I could live again. Heartache from awareness flooding in now and then. Honestly, hope to wish swimming in the see-through end.
The L word shouldn't be thrown around so loosely, but how else could I tell her what I'm feeling? Can't help but wonder if it's mutual. Are there any emotions she might be concealing? Perhaps I'm emotionally handicapped, cause I gave her my heart only to have it trampled upon and handed back. When Cupid had you locked in the crosshairs of his bow and arrow, don't make any sudden moves. Gotta tell the truth, girl, I don't know if I'm in love or simply just have a crush on you. Some of us haven't learned to see past the opposite sex's faces. There's a lot of fish in the sea, but what they don't say is a certain percentage is frozen in the glaciers. You can end up catching one of those cold hearts if you're looking for love in all of the wrong places. The road to love is littered with broken hearts. One night stands. Have you been unfaithful? And why won't you hold my hands? Relationships blossom quickly, but rarely all goes as planned. As for yours truly, yeah, I once had a female fool me, be cruel to me, put up a front, but I knew she couldn't stand to be in the same room as me. Never would have guessed she was so fake, but came to the conclusion she was using me. Did a little healing, but now I'm out of recovery. For a while being single had never felt so lovely. Then suddenly, I felt an occupancy come over my heart and soul. Obviously, I long for a mate, but for now it can wait, so I'll use hip-hop to fill this hole. Besides, I can't cast my lure into the sea blindly, so for now I'm just rhyming, and maybe love will find me.
Immaculate masterpiece, rare in texture, ever so casually, as seen in dreams. Forever with me, in depth in the finer of things. Movie like poses, with hopes to get closer. A dry mouth thirst for knowledge, coincidence enough to get to know her. Cringe without the fix, soaking drunk without the sober. Submit wishes to promote lust upon the skin, the softest of touch. Subtle fingers around the hips, tender as such. Tasting innocence as we indulge in our first kiss. Lovely liquids as we mix and create a potion of bliss with lips, friction, saliva, and motion. Bore the world around me if you insist, just to keep us closer. Ignore the life which we have missed by simply not knowing each other. Like no other, hand in hand, and I'm proud to call you my lover. Lovely as you are, beauty surpassed by far. Waiting patiently for you to fall with your obvious intentions and actions of a star. Eyes of sentimental explosions, beautiful chaos and focus. Now I attempt to mend what's broken as you walk past, finally bringing closure to my moment.
Snare is my soul, keys are my speech, and the bass is this hole that she left empty and consumed my thoughts, and made love something only after I saw it. I bought her a smile, not diamonds and rings. I thought she wanted to be happy, not material things. If this is a dream, I think I woke up and had my heart stolen and my chest sewed up. Hold up, I've been waiting too long to sit and get these feelings out and write this song. I belong to real love, not somebody like you. I hope someone can treat you better than the way that I do. I like to say goodbye one last time so I can try and realize that I wasted my time. And I hope you find one day you'll be missing my love while I try to find
Never
it my
felt like
way.
the end was ever there. The tender touch of her security led me to be blind for what she really had in mind. The words flow from the passion of others becoming one. Heartbroken, only vision us happy for days to come. Not looking for much, let trust be my issue. Her smiles are worth a million, I couldn't help but to reveal them. Four letters express the feeling of pressure I feel. L-I-K-E, I've never felt love that's real. I could have had many to feel the colder side of the bed, but what I'm looking for is love, not lust between the sheets. Many hearts beat, I thought ours were tuned for what she speaks. It's not every day someone hears the words from my speech. Think a piece of myself, no, continue to hold back. Let music be the reason I maintain on lonely nights. I figure I'm always wrong, why touch the steady hand of life? Broke me down with false senses, sees a reason for the shove. It's simple to find the word love.
Rise from my sleeping quarters in the same manner every morning. Too bad I can't hear the sound of each liquid sunshine drop hit the ground as storm forms these newborn beings. Usually it's the interruption of the UV rays seeping through my blinds, and I'm thankful that I'm not, cause lack of one sense sharpens the rest of them a lot instead of being equipped with all five in order to be more effectively taught. Lip reading and sign language bridge the gap where my disability left one. Having to read subtitles and closed captions to enjoy cinema kinda takes away the fun. Laughter, screams from next door, lawnmowers and music, they're all audible obstacles which more fortunate humans consume as usual to use for amusement. Also double as ruckus, which my faulty eardrums have absolutely nothing to do with.
Strange that I can play acoustic guitar and decipher each note by distinctive vibratory ripples from the strings. I'll never truly hear this instrument's beauty, but miraculously the melody casually comes to me in my dream. If you haven't figured it out by now, I was born with a defect that doesn't allow me to hear. So I'm still coping with these two extremities growing out of my head that we call ears. Not so much my enemies, but peers. And with time, prayers, love, and tears might eventually be healed by heaven's angelic engineers. It might be worse, I could have been born mute, not being able to speak vocally, or blind, impaired with eyes that without sight have no reason for opening. But maybe I'd be able to hear when people spoke to me and comprehend totally, a little more interactive socially. Use the telephone just to simply hear the sound of the rotary, but perhaps hinder my mental from focusing. Thanks for your time, and even more for your attention. Never take for granted your ability to hear and possess audio comprehension, for without it right now you couldn't have been listening. I'm hearing what you're saying, but I can't tell you. Which I knew what you were speaking, but I can't hear you. I'm just repeating what I heard, but I can't see you. But despite our hindrances, we still hold the privilege to feel you. I'm hearing what you're saying, but I can't tell you. Wish I knew what you were speaking, but I can't hear you. I'm just repeating what I heard, but I can't see you. But despite our hindrances, we still hold the privilege to feel you.
No problem with my reality structure in their own fantasy crop. Insanity's pushing me to the point of losing my counterproductive thought. Walk to the edge of the sidewalk to see what the doubts who meant to happen collapse of their own memory thoughts and left like the breath of the dying. Why is it no one out there can hear me crying, tormented by not being able to share how much I know about the presence of something more than what you can conjure up in your worst nightmare? Scream at the peak of my lung, though it been looking so unframed. No one dare gaze into the open mouth of this outsider to see that his tongue was ate away a long dark night. Wait to the feel of magazine at my rotten flesh. So the truths of life I never could confess. That's why I lay across this pavement, pushing out my last breath. And whoever eyes that dare read this shall
I'm
be
hearing
next.
what you're saying, but I can't tell you. Which I knew what you were speaking, but I can't hear you. I'm just repeating what I heard, but I can't see you. But despite our hindrances, we still hold the privilege to feel you. I'm hearing what you're saying, but I can't tell you. Wish I knew what you were speaking, but I can't hear you. I'm just repeating what I heard, but I can't see you. But despite our hindrances, we still hold the privilege to feel you. We're blind, but we get by just fine alongside mankind. We're deaf, but live life and remain thankful for every breath. We're mute, but we still find ways to worship and tribute. We hope that one day we can be healed by the same Lord that gave us these hard truths. We're blind, but we get by just fine alongside mankind. We're deaf, but live life and remain thankful for every breath. We're mute, but we still find ways to worship and tribute. We hope that one day we can be healed by the same Lord that gave us these hard truths to allow us to feel.
It's never enough of this nothing, gripping, sifting through the textures to make them seem as something. Adjacent brows fighting for the gesture, language, body among group effort, debate and lecture. An open road leaves me stumbling, angry and fake hobbling, searching to sedate men to make someone together some lovely picture just to numb me. Simulate for the sake of goodness, begin to stimulate plus senses. The all-confined gets in, flushed away and take it from me. Adjust boldly, color perspective, the lightest and darkest, cornier cuffs. Shackling death and again win all because they hold me, but not closely and openly, not ever able to make closer to an overwhelming opening that I'll ever see. I'm stuck forever in this place, below the weight of my heavy face. Uncertain steps collaborate, stagger, conjoining, collapse to stay. In order to conjure the unbalance that begins to trick at my waist. Stiff twigs below make movement and now they separate. Soul of solitude is safe to say you can smile away and attempt to soak this hereditary hollow dismay. Such sensitive things, shall I never be astounded? I've been told that above a cup of clouds drips off sun and through their part in the overflowing of life's fountain. I'll sink my eyes as teeth upon, more so gullible to every vision that others just take for granted and just walk along. Spirit windows, infected retinas injected with a belly full of abyss. Perception is God's gift, neglected somehow. I shall be reinstated for all that I have missed. But for now, all I can do is listen and only make one wish.
We're blind, but we get by just fine alongside mankind. We're deaf, but live life and remain thankful for every breath. We're mute, but we still find ways to worship and tribute. We hope that one day we can be healed by the same Lord that gave us these hard truths to allow us to feel. But we get by just fine alongside mankind. We're deaf, but live life and remain thankful for every breath. We're mute, but we still find ways to worship and tribute. We hope that one day we can be healed by the same Lord that gave us these hard truths to allow us to feel.
Give up. Once again. I disown myself, hold an auction, fake an abortion, write it off and end the year with an extra prop and extortion. Black up on the shelf, roll around in lost wishes, rumbling sickness, steady virus and stealth. Ink and forged prescriptions, bleed, suck in health. Enjoying wealth, sustaining every fault and frail feeling that I felt, enjoying nothing else. I'm leaving a vial of future supplements in exile. The condensation drips, all of what's lost and maybe what's missed. Beta carotene, zinc, nutrition, stand-ins, producing a fix for amphetamines, waiting in carelessness. Drowning this into an air that I just might have to kiss. Procreate similar interests with fine dining, waking relations, rehabilitate relatives with concerned, thoughtful fascinations, with aimless, vagrant determinations to encase mindless the face of this impulsive action to disguise existence. places to hide from tastelessness. Ask me which way and I would point to the direction, which was not maybe what it coulda, shoulda had been. Unknowingly knowing descriptions of blank faces, as I construct, mold, or create and shape the largest organ called skin, and change the faces, imitating in turn involving imaginary places. This is mine. This is mine. This is mine. Mine.
Made up of a hazardous chemical. My enzymes for enzymes. Add a statue of meaningful bliss. Take the path of the unexpected, injected with the unforgiving happiness. Laughter printed across my facial, expressing the lost quotes people of forgotten times. Remember days being a lot brighter. Now it's hard to see the sunshine. Lose a piece of self in actuality, further away from where I once stood. Can I keep self and hold on to mother's memory of living time without the fees? Over in this population, dirty disease and hungry. Scary to think the world will end tomorrow. No sorrow as I drift yet again. Get the freshest tap. Now I see how much is in the label. Rather have believe in something that's not there while I ascend. Joining God and his people in the air.
Standing still, face forward in groups of three. You had your choice twice, yet you never chose me. Standing still, face forward in groups of three. You had your choice twice, yet you never chose me.
What if you could take a journey into your own imagination? I'm not referring to thinking, but actually shrinking and creeping into the playpen. Walking barefoot over cellular structures to recover misplaced brain tissue. Retracing your footprints to resurrect any missed clues. Behold a vast portal which when synchronized and aligned with the heart can morph and become immortal. Paranormal activities triggered by mental exchange of energies ranging from common ideas to epiphanies. Instantly sending traditional tendencies to acceptance to filter calamity or insanity. This so has to be abstract past humanity. My thoughts are my best friends and my rhymes combined with melody are my family. Sight, sound, taste, smell, and feel are only a few of the many senses which separate actual from surreal. Shoplifting concepts from my mind with no original intent to steal. Momentum decreasing, leaving another victim to a cerebral beating. Logic defeating nonsense, and my conscience is depleting. Listen real close, that's the sign of my bleeding head ceasing to release any further form of thinking.
Standing still, face forward in groups of three. You had your choice twice, yet you never chose me. Standing still, face forward in groups of three. You had your choice twice, yet you never chose me.
Pretty hard in my time of being lonely, dealing with the fact that the fact is I'm gonna have to learn just how to deal with emotion that's pushing and pulling me in many different directions, so I won't lose eyesight. For life expects me to break through the vulgarity with clarity. Many emotions, I'm drowning in this taste, this unfelt ocean of overpopularity. So what if I don't fit the dress code of a superstar? My dynamic dimension is almost too much for me to mention. My life of conservatory seclusion has led me away from the disillusion that life is money and nothing else. Yeah, I'm not felt, but nowadays who's left to feel anything? Nobody cares anymore. Still I refuse to turn away, forcing night to run from life like I was son of the creator. Want my vision to be felt, no matter which angle you tend to hold it. My life is music, and music brings out the best in me. That's how I wish for life to be. Thinking people would agree. Thinking people would agree.
We do what we must to get by, despite hard times we wanna take flight. Oh, how time flies. Sights and highs can't be seen by the naked eye. Don't know the meaning of the word try. We will suffice. We do what we must to get by, despite hard times we wanna take flight. Oh, how time flies. Sights and highs can't be seen by the naked eye. Don't know the meaning of the word try. We will suffice. You gotta be kidding me. It's already almost the holidays, and I'm beginning to come to the harsh realization that life in this basement is not a phase. We gotta escape. Leaves on the trees changing color, man, autumn's great. Falling victim to the enjoyment of unemployment. A job's only a distraction when you have unfinished tracks to toy with. I believe the three of us have an appointment with productivity. Put the shows on hold so we can record extensively before getting caught up with the loss of dignity. It's priority that we get this music thing off the ground, but it will only remain a dream unless we stop sitting around. Just like the seasons, we need a transition, a change. Our future is in danger like we have aneurysms in our brains. Good riddance to procrastination. I'm tired of borrowing gas money and having limited means of transportation. But I'm thankful things are as good as they are instead of being depressed about our situation. Throw another log on the fire cause winter's waiting. We do what we must to get by, despite hard times we wanna take flight. Oh, how time flies. Sights and highs can't be seen by the naked eye. Don't know the meaning of the word try. We will suffice. We do what we
subject to change. Any given time, future rearranged. No day is worth much complaint. With plenty of infinite plain canvas to paint. Too many useful soothing tunes to make. Create a satisfying blend to mix and shake. Just enough to snuggle amongst others, goodness or trouble for sake. Not to waste a bunch to taste, just enough luck to leave hunger at stake. Pretty lush, blissful touch, so to speak. Wish me luck, melodic melodies upon speech. Feed the weeds to help me breathe as such. Align symmetry, gather change, even pennies. More simply starved to create just so you can hear me. Reach the touch, spit the slick if the ground is tough. Roll out the rugged rug of life and commence to rub. Lick, shine, tread upon, not even despicable instances will scuff. Evaluate principle of witnesses to soak and call the bluff. I'll thrive to achieve the fittest. Take pride in livelihood, defeat the minute, survival is a must.
We do what we must to get by, despite hard times we gonna take flight. Oh, how time flies. Sights and highest can't be seen by the naked eye. Don't know the meaning of the word try. We will suffice. We do what we must to get by, despite hard times we gonna take flight. Oh, how time flies. Sights and highest can't be seen by the naked eye. Don't know the meaning of the word try. We will suffice. Stored in libraries all over the globe, data to be obtained and exchanged, minus the pain of a brain probe. So many books that I can't even begin to list them. Conveniently alphabetized, easy to find thanks to the Dewey Decimal System. There's a whole world full of knowledge to seek out and find. Sometimes it's right in front of our eyes, but now and then we gotta read between the lines and carefully select what's allowed to saturate these intricate sponges we call our minds. Some choose to become a sofa spud, decomposing, where they actually thought channel surfing was a sport. Biggest decision they'll ever make in their lives is whether to watch Looney Tunes or People's Court. Others go to college to further their education, but find it hard to keep their concentration without their medication. Inquiring minds can be found left and right, but without that burning thirst for learning, we can transfer words and never know if we said them right. Now it's even easier to pretend you have an intellect, and all you have to do is dig up nonsense off the internet. All this information feels like it's gonna make my headaches flow, so I'm shutting down before I have an info overload. Travels through satellites, phone lines and fiber optics. You may not see it, but it's there, and there's no way to stop it. Comes in the form of microchips, literature with photographs, even top secret evidence that can expose your past. It's hard to be taught in schools, teachers ain't getting through to the kids. Swimming the deep into the G pool, lost and off for those with the highest bid. When it comes to the real thing, there is no imitation. Creation through innovation, using information.
I ride across the wave of soap potion, blended with the intermediate. Friends consider family, family consider more than what I'm speaking. It's part of my human instinct that helps me think. Therefore, I am one with the message that I choose to keep us independent on a moment. Restructure my past timelines and finish from the telekinetic pattern form within the scene. Take it back to the very first time I tasted breath. The inner working of my mother's stomach provided shelter. The contact of umbilical sending me nourishment, nutrients, overall mother's information. From there, I grew to be a product of my destination through lyrical conversation and plenty of frustration, but my determination with away from imitation. A congregation of positive MCs in the making, a manifestation of intergalactic constellation.
Travels through satellites, phone lines and fiber optics. You may not see it, but it's there, and there's no way to stop it. Comes in the form of microchips, literature with photographs, even top secret evidence that can expose your past. It's hard to be taught in schools, teachers ain't getting through to the kids. Swimming the deep into the G pool, lost and off for those with the highest bid. When it comes to the real thing, there is no imitation. Creation through innovation, using information. My conscience lies on the opposite side of the spectrum. Neglecting to inform, I was born to pour forth spiritual weapons to intercept infection. I was destined to be different. The days of Exodus. Let's just say I'm one of God's little experiments. One of those phenomena scientists can't seem to figure out, like the pyramids. My radio and television are deceased. They serve no purpose like 90% of the police. Please don't let society keep you on its leash while they teach us pieces of freedom that can't be reached. Does anyone else agree that the president should be impeached? Of course not. The people only see me as a creep. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but I don't go home and weep. Sure, I don't have many friends, cause music consumes the majority of my time, but I'd rather be recording my life story with these rhymes. Can't afford to ignore the signs. The course of my life must climax in order to die. She stares blindly with ornament eyes and an assortment of lies, but secretly adores my organized lines. Enjoy your name brand apparel and your hollow nameless acquaintances. Your fascination with famous faces and aimless engagements. Economy is decomposing and supposedly I'm the one that needs some maintenance, but I like it underground, safe and sound, and I'm proud to be found wearing an imaginary crown. Now ponder on the preceding statements in your dreams while you sleep. Maybe you'll awaken to find you're really awake, but what do I know? Remember, I'm just a creep.
An awkward displacement, judged to be nonsense and tasteless as mine. Polite to my own self, so manners just don't apply. Sensational nervousness, set a date, I wait for the time to dismiss and ended up late, only to achieve disappointment in turn by making her wait. I stood up to stand out, I opened up and was cast about. Out loud, I was made for embarrassment, to embrace to my own face, I am my own disgrace. Charisma is imperative and shared just to give, too soon to be erased. Stress-induced implosion, self-explanatory wealth and composure. Emotions folds, treacherous growth, the sunward rise. Begin to initialize, fantasize the end. Closed eye closure, wake up, I just missed. Now I know that I'm more than this. Dreams to overthrow the show, so I wish. Let's begin today's fantasy fix. Illusion at your discretion, attempt to depict. Intuition descending, hope is pinning. Feel free to fly, relying on this insatiable need to be replaced by someone's company who's non-silent. An unmistakable fiend for positive defiance. Close your mouth and just stay quiet. Perceive me as the nicest you might miss. A free ride to stay alive despite fits, suspense and gifts. Wrapped up, stand behind, numb emotions, now I'm fine. Cleanliness, assuming collectiveness. Collective thoughts, pursuing something better than this. Throughout your galaxy, oblivious continuum. No trust and malice, too soon to float by intriguing strings, performing melodies. Informally to medicate me, changes you can't see. Subtle things, the air, the scent within the moment in which it brings. Fine gloss, web strings behind the head. Better yet, youth of sound, silence in bed. Soaking wet and stains profusely bled. I'm giving them everything, I failed. Even taught myself not to inhale. Enjoying the same constant dryness to sustain. Forceful measurement in this reoccurring pain. With a kiss, I assure you insanity is not to blame for this. Loneliness is, and I can't afford to swim. Chewing my own tongue, but I insist on filling up my lungs with someone else's love.
No more. Dear life, it's hard for me.
Don't know what the mind is coming to. Diminishing by the minute, these days are just a test. I'll be glad when I'm finished. Why do people hate me? It's for the music that I'm living. I figure life is nothing more than a dream. You choose to make it. I'm being broke for choosing to keep this music I love sacred. Most are saying like me, but I know it's otherwise. In other eyes, they wish to silence me. Don't speak about hate, so how's it come back to slap me? Been abused verbally and even physically. My eyes, they sicken me. Not understanding the reason for this abuse. Used to being the outsider, cast away by the so-called claiming friendly. Am I the enemy? No, I don't fit the description, or maybe I do. It's too much to think about. I'm addicted to being me. Can't view the eyes of someone else. What greed leads the young. Don't even know if my words help. I can't ask if you're feeling me when I'm not feeling myself. I think something's wrong with me. Don't even know if I sleep, cause I feel like it has escaped me. People ask, do I dream? And I thought that's what I'm giving. Scared to wake up and see the life of music. Never a living, laid out on my bed, contemplating the same question. What am I without music to be a guest in? Just another lost hope, walking life to the stress ends, waiting to view God in the heavens. Lost hopes, dwelling in the city of well. Can someone please save me? Cause what I'm living is hell. Everything is going right, but the wrong still prevails. Time to move on, but no vision to tell. Lost hopes, dwelling in the city of well. Can someone please save me? Cause what I'm living is hell. Everything is going right, but the wrong still prevails. Time to move on, but no vision to tell.
Lo and behold, frivolous suffering, holding my own out in the cold warmth, unfortunate formless, absorbing fatigue, free and friendly like framing the portraits to comfort me. Subconscious butterflies flee from stomach to surface, hovering images pretend to merge and smother me, feeding privileges which provoke a lesser reason for an existence of this stature to deserve this, alleviate the world of its forgetfulness, catching dimensions through Celsius arguments, Fahrenheit formation through my lungs to space a new life has quickly died as it's so easily been born again. So it has begun, a chance for hope to soar again, afloat with intentions to stay persistent, and I won't breathe again until someone out there gets this. Promote relief on society's grip that exists forever endless, restoring belief upon the open minds that are just willing to listen. Full up the hollow, sip preferably gulp and swallow. Growth spurts alert the root of the social follicles which follow. Standing tall for tomorrow, alleged faith, test over a ledge with weight. All for you I fall, in this fault yes you can borrow. Tally my own misfortune without proof of permission. Someone else gains perspective, new scan, twilight in other directions. Blood trickles, I give my own conscience for all others' inflictions. My own, well, I'm listening. Yet I commence to contend amongst the opponent. Even though alone, I suppose this is adequate for the moment.
Lost hopes, dwelling in the city of well. Can someone please save me? Cause what I'm living is hell. Everything is going right, but the wrong still prevails. Time to move on, but no vision to tell. Lost hopes, dwelling in the city of well. Can someone please save me? Cause what I'm living is hell. Everything is going right, but the wrong still prevails. Time to move on, but no vision to tell.
You see, I got this friend, he's just not been acting the same. Everything was great, then I suddenly started to notice a change. Lately a blank expression's taken over his face. For now he remained unnamed, but if I could trade places just for a day to get inside his brain, I'd find a way to erase the pain. He just sits and writes all day long. I'm like, what's wrong? But he won't respond. So while he sleeps, I sneak a peek at one of his songs. He'd bear down on the pen with such tremendous pressure that I can see the indentations on the next 6 pages. A hint of desperation lies in the text I'm faced with. A few excerpts from the song were bold and underlined, and what I read next was to blow my mind. So I read and it said, don't think I can go on, been holding on for so long, I'm letting go. Won't anybody even miss me when I'm gone? They don't even know I exist, why am I even living? I'm losing my grip, shouldn't take them long to forget me. Never thought I'd reach the end of my road. I'm taking the easy way out now, because I've lost all hope. I couldn't believe what I just read, there was a sinking feeling inside of my chest. I never would have guessed he was this depressed. Woke him up abruptly and said, don't you realize you've been blessed? Heaven's our final destination, this life is just a test. The man upstairs has a plan for you, don't you dare think you're leaving yet. Everybody encounters some stress. You've got a family that cares for you and friends that will always be there for you. You're a skilled artist and musician, plus a rhymer with a vision. You have a good heart, and whenever I tell you about my problems, you listen. And even if you venture off course, I know you still have good intentions. The world just wouldn't be the same without you in it. Then he said, hold up man, let me cut you off for a minute. I know you've noticed I've been acting different, and it's okay that you read my rhyme book, I'm not offended. And I know you'll always be there for me, man, that's a given. But check it out, before you woke me up, I was having this dream where God spoke to me. He broke it down and told me this is the way things are supposed to be. It's like when I woke up, I'd never seen things so openly, and now I know there's hope for me. I'll continue to flow with a growing level of potency. Now get some sleep, I'm gonna write a few verses about this dream to try and interpret exactly what it means. After all, it's a divine speech from a higher being. We can't see what's right in front of us unless we open our eyes. Come along for the ride, tomorrow's the first day of the rest of our lives.
You ever wake, but it still feels like you're asleep. What's going on around you? It's almost like it's not happening.
24/7 and Addy. Check it. I'm living good, sometimes living bad. On days, happy, sad, mad, annoyed, pissed off, glad. Depends on the moment and what's taking me on. I do my best work with calm. Lyrics are long, shorter, full of enigmas. Listen well to hear the underlying point intended to subset your fear of other genres. True connection fond of anyone who has talent of a prima donna. Situations don us to do the right thing, but your head doesn't always work with the body. You might swing too early or extremely late. Whatever the case, you receive, you put the piece on your plate. Made the bed you lay in, love it or leave it, just say when. nothing ends, it just begins again, then redone or reused. Bad is good, good is bad, but whatever's going on in your head, might as well just laugh. Don't take it too serious, you could end up living delirious, maybe crazy, type of person no one pays the attention to. Feeble true, is that you, or the person next door? An exact clue, the cliche ass, stated before, ass, stated before, ass, stated before, ass, stated before. All this confusion, days passing by.
The world is filled with smoke of thin air, called a lie.
Truth is no longer in the mist. Grab a pen, do I exist?
For the reason of self wanting to see if I fit.
All this confusion, days passing by.
The world is filled with smoke of thin air, called a lie.
Truth is no longer in the mist. Grab a pen, do I exist?
For the reason of self wanting to see if I affliction with diction, it's hard to depict the description of in a route. Believe I'm headed on a different route, trying to figure life, what's going on the next level above. Isn't as hard as it seems, but at the same time it must. Believe I'm the cause of every problem, seeking shelter in a place of dark shadows. Make sure the light can never see me, easy to forget. Drifting away into the night, fight why I start to let go, but I hear my mother's sweet melody off in the distance telling me to come back. Didn't think death would be such a smooth release at peace. Reaching for the heavens, bound to this capsule to the day it gives. I live with the silence of life, people are disturbing. Or it's just me trying to get away, but I can't see. I may be the enemy, battle among self. Money isn't what I'm after. Feel like I'm giving up and letting the streets call my name. The world is rough. Don't think I'm tough enough to hang. Didn't play much as a kid, let's sleep. Call my name, got hurt a lot, but not in the physical sense. I've got too much in my brain. In pages I reinvent, seeing it only as a dream, and I'm soon to be woke. Provoke my thoughts to grab memories, back future time travel. But in this place, I'm the Catholic, only waiting to be picked.
All this confusion, days passing by.
The world is filled with smoke of thin air, called a lie.
Truth is no longer in the mist. Grab a pen, do I exist?
For the reason of self wanting to see if I fit.
All this confusion, days passing by.
The world is filled with smoke of thin air, called a lie.
Truth is no longer in the mist. Grab a pen, do I exist?
For the reason of self wanting to see if I fit.
Where I fit.
I believe life is a path that I strayed away from with my childhood.
An eyelash castle crashes and overlaps, resembling dismantled glass tassels that drift through peripheral. Analyzing crystal clear your capacity to handle. Here's a handful, your very fetish for sand is exceptionally quite understandable. Yet warm brown sugar earth deserves imprints of day old lovers walked with curve and along patiently awaiting distance. Reminiscence bookmark the sun's farewell. Thanks to passionate kisses, I smile as young inhabitants swim in innocence. Wishes couldn't pretend this. Sherbert skies, mammals fly. Gravity delivers gifts upon the uncertain tides. This mess of scrambling life, dividing cycles in stride. A brittle breath of fresh air finds significance. Acceptance sure is nice. To invite integrity, I'm proud that this influential moment will it must suffice. Despite the strive from others to sever ties from this moment. Foot and bearers I walking with, to knowing, condoning the cure for knowing. Relaxation's worth, mischief and comfort will and always must come first. That's for sure. Natural incense, aroma gifts deliver obscure sense. Much thanks to my senses, I am sure for long deserved in neediness. And at last, bashful where the doubts as it commences. Clouds to surface, subtle gestures. Storms uproar as an outcome. Project the past, lashed out and given structure to character. Simple primitive sense can zone my care for her. Architectural pastime rods bait the lures to a common catch containing contaminated catastrophes. Throw back, feed the family only of which is pure.
Caught about the day, enduring the summer life. Winter is a nice lady, but summer can be my wife. Run my fingers through the evening cause the feeling is right. Summer life, summer life. The feeling of a change, winter's cold hand has left as I drift into another phase. Thoughts of bad days fade away. The rise of Mother Earth and all her beauty as the temperature climbs to a level of, yeah, this is living. Feel the touch of summer breeze, leaving madness behind. Stare off, paint a picture using clouds in the mind. Remember days like these with really nothing to do. Couldn't afford a water gun, a cup of water will do. Run to the sink, the laughter of the season has begun. Playing with the ladies, seeing they were but nothing more than friends. Just out to have a good time before mom says come in. Get on the bike, hit the block a couple times to see the scenery. What happened to living? Just exist, enjoy the day.
Just another day in this ice cream. Ice cream. Why do all the kids want? I don't get any ice cream. I'm the ice cream man.
Ice cream, man. Let's
Get out. Hey, kids, who wants ice cream? You need ice cream?
Yeah, what's up, man? You got some cash on you?
How old are you? Does your mom know you're out here?
Hey, look, chill out, man. Let me get one of them, a Nutty Buddy or something.
I'll round them. No.
Let me get one of them Blast Buddy Booster Bomb Buddy Pops with the swirly stripe, super stuff in the middle.
Yeah, Blast Buddy's $4.50.
$4.50?
$4.50.
Man,
take it or leave it.
Man, you tripping.
A rising temperature resides from slumber. Hibernation paces drawn out long and waiting. Lovely summer, the sun shines down raining. Heat waves of its rays is getting warmer. The Hellcat to begin fading. As we all play within this forever, just seems like always. Population operates of only which way the sky stays. To cool off, not high fives a day. Evenly awaiting, reducing pressure against perspiration. Status inactive until the next rotation. Out of the shell and swells, elongated line. Textured, labeled and mass produced is fine. As only lower little smooth walkers. More in order to discover as well. Enticing to the side of the vibe is right. Fluent tongue shall prevail. A swift breeze, shook knees, ends up at about a smooth sail. While the weather sure is something else. Splash, a new style fulfills the intermission. Crash, full side collide, spilling surroundings into the deep end. Do I know what's around me? Chlorine metaphors will shut the source from which I'm leaking, thinking water bugs around me. The waves are why they found me, I'm sound asleep. Autumn is coming, sun burning, leather get past and passion seems just passing. Skin peeling sets the mood and I'm laughing.
Caught about the day, enduring the summer life. Winter is a nice lady, but summer could be my wife. Run my fingers through the evening cause the feeling is right. Summer life, summer life. Caught about the day, enduring the summer life. Winter is a nice lady, but summer can be my wife. Run my fingers through the evening cause the feeling is right. Summer life, summer life.
Such a subtle variation. The planet's axis tilts a few degrees closer to the sun to interrupt the human equivalent of hibernation. Towards the beach, kids are frequently migrating instinctively. Summer solar capabilities throw forth subliminal frequencies to release the freak in me. Streets morph into a dreamlike scenery. During this season we thrive. It's a mystery how sunshine provides a vibe to keep you feeling so alive. Females flourish and redefine the meaning of glamorous. Hey beautiful, what's your name? Never claimed to be able to spit game, but I work the laws of averages. It's like girls gone wild wherever a video camera is. Ice cream truck circles the block playing a song. Caught off guard chasing barefoot down the street with no shoes and socks on. Laying in the grass on my back, freestyling, observing meteor showers. Learn how to have a blast without even an ounce of alcohol being devoured. Hopping fences to go swimming in apartment complexes. You think we were taught a lesson when cops called us trespassing and tried to arrest us. Still up from last night, sleep deprived, lost track of time. As summer arrives, I'll try to capture its essence with classic rhymes. Just wish there was no end to this limitless adventure. This song is a gift, so listen, reminisce and remember. And when you play it for your friends, tell them Exodus sent you.
Caught about the day, enduring the summer life. Winter is a nice lady, but summer could be my wife. Run my fingers through the evening cause the feeling is right. Summer life, summer life.
So close to the addiction, rubbing hands, creating friction. Self-heartfelt warming, hopeful wishing. Stuff my pockets with stars, no one notices them. Even more so know that some are missing. A gleam within grasp, long away from far. Glowing a shade brighter without pollution. Seemingly easier to see who and just what you are. Eyes flood with newfound joy and wisdom. History and cycles, Galileo seeking skepticism. Theories, conclusions, and the perfect lubricants between them. Perfectly, purposefully, release the tension that has been built for so long. Retreat from the label known as the worthless me. Moving forward and finally feeling strong. Relief from the fable which forces fiction. Without pay endorses secretively. You see, pick one from above that you feel needs to fit your size. Take the sickness darkness within grip, place it in the empty space higher than the highest of high. Leave it there carelessly, strung up and let it dry. Taste this vengeance, laugh aloud and watch it die. Sneak a smile as though you finished. In the masses as trillions of others act as a witness. On my feet as I leave this place. Pride and value valuables, finally my own trinket of space. Separate and make way into the vastness. I escape while all others just wait. The brightest of blue becomes one with me, side by side as we seal our fate.
Express how I feel in words understandable to people. My thoughts are lethal. I know I'll be alone. I'm not equal. Happiness a thing of the past. If you ask me, can't keep a hold of the self that makes this person. Name me on the eve of my destruction. Life seduction doesn't grab me. Had a chance to float away, but voices wouldn't let me. So where's it lead me now? Down the yellow brick path, and what do I have to do? Can't hold my eyes shut for any longer. Pretending to be still, push me away. If you have the heart to do so, no, then why not? I'll start my search for try. I know that I will if I sustain the reason why. Once was royalty, now held is something different. Acquire the taste of, can't obtain the flavor. List me as a lost cause. I still intend to save you with my spoken melody. My mind's a free spirit, traveling this place and let them hear me.
Got myself into this time. I rush roulette, brainstorm, firing blanks, even with the lightning rods into my mind. Think happy thoughts in order to aviate. Now trade you all my mistakes, replace them with incinerate anger and hate. Communicate smoke signals atop mesas and plateaus. If you're not hearing, I amputate my ear to send it through the mail like Van Gogh. Life's a mosaic, and those who grow at a slow rate regurgitate what they ate to donate the whole plate. Bold statements are born in cold places, controlled by cloned agents, then sold to the whole nation, only to lie stationary in our neighbors' basements. Too indecisive, can't select favorites. Human musical enthusiasm was consumed by rules and fools' anthems. Threw new tools into a chasm, now there's no telling who has them. Failure's flawed attempt to make us lose passion. The little engine that could would be proud of me. I vow to be around to see my children chop down the allowance tree. Undoubtedly the powers that be will one day cower down on their knees as they drown in a sea of counterfeit fallacies. One day the frowns will cease, but not until God unveils his immaculate masterpiece. Sadness passes beneath and laughter shall be unleashed. Hope I can look back to discover I practice what I preach. Security's been breached. Benedict Arnold complexes subconsciously gallop through our spiritual frontier, straddling the fence over which good and evil are battling. Lukewarm standpoint, yet we're supposed to be pioneers. History repeats, recall the trail of tears. You can smell the assailant's fears. Strategically placed decoys create distraction to preoccupy civilians while villains take action. This is a never-ending story, and I'm looking for Sebastian. What have I got myself into? That was a rhetorical question, but thanks for asking.
There was once dark till dark, rose from the morning, a measuring pixel sign, 808,
The mind adapts, come join in a circle, lose hold, reality fades.
let choice be old, by images, lights at play. There was once dark till dark, rose from the morning, a measuring pixel sign, 808,
The mind adapts, come join in a circle, lose hold, reality fades.
let choice be old, by images, lights at play.
Funny how one pad, one pen, and a light fixture can paint ink and slowly form an elixir. With different patterns to bring thoughts and untaught skills of a human can be marketed and bought, sold across electric waves that hits towers and choose how we live today. I don't blame the media, I blame us by letting the media do the thinking for us. It disgusts me, it must mean that I should make tracks with only cussing and drink Robitussin and tell you it's ill. I'ma build a medicine with lies and give you the pills. So chill, relax, take in a deep breath. Live life, we're only bound by death. I'ma lay here and rest with my pad and my pen. The lights turned off, so that's how the end begins.
Not what you wanted, controlled by a nation of couch potatoes watching their idiot boxes get lost in life's little fiction while staring blankly into a fabricated vision. I want to be like what they say. How can they control me? I've got a mind, don't need to watch TV. But each day is spent, eyes relaxed, jaw hanging, reaching up outer space. Replace your thoughts with thoughts of better living. Get new shoes, clothes, cars, a made-up spouse, cause the one you have right now isn't what the box likes. If you think about it, you've been controlled since you're young to think about it. Even before you finally figured and found out what money is, they controlled you with the thought, telling your parents to get the news. If they didn't, you probably acted up, throwing the fit, or sat off into a corner with that expression you get. Let silence rule the days. The box separates actions, families split apart over fight for the control. What does it all mean when you can't sit down and enjoy the day? The box rules telling you which is left or the right way. By the end, it controls your speech and attitude. You don't really act that way, but you don't know what else to do. Been around it all your life, awaiting a new adventure, eyes wide. 4 years old, now sex enters the scene. Innocence is now gone, innocence never was there. Cause what do parents say when kiddies are pulling hairs? There was once thought,
till dark rose from the morning. A measuring pixel sign, 808, the mind adapts. Come join in a circle, lose hold, reality fades.
Let choice be old
By images, lights at play.
There was once thought,
Till dark rose from the morning. A measuring pixel sign, 808, the mind adapts. Come join in a circle, lose hold, reality fades.
Let choice be old
By images, lights at play. Pull out the plug to slowly drain. Wait and wave goodbye as a stagnant solution remains. A still river, ankle deep, and yet I still feel the same. From the cool air my body shivers, reminiscent of fictional incidents as an intense shock or swim beginner. Brainstem delivers more, becoming mental, now a quiver. Simple liquids leads in a single file. Wishful thinking leaves mimicking the same exact style. 10 uncertain opinions just take a step and grace the same stain tile. I contemplate the same attire, skin gathers normal condensation across my hands. Face to face with patience as I stand without a plan and naked. And actually the steam actually listens while it glistens. And confident that I can't extinguish red, yellow, or blue witch wire. Indecisive friction in itself creates a fire. As I stare, enlightening depictions of myself creates a liar. Listen as freshwater innocence drips, kissing the lips of a tough toilet's corridor. Left behind rusted remnants, pretend to extend this thirst for more. Selfish sequence as it pours, metronome expressions pose. Counting teasers, torture turning to confessions though. Still yesterday's froth lines roaming and marching slow. A crooked trail to nowhere, a straight path going somewhere. One or the other, neither play fair. Mapping a key legend with the same guilt that has combed all of our hair. It's a lot of not a nothing over which we despair. I contemplate leaving while thinking of believing in myself. I'ma need to see cleanliness so much that I'm bleeding, improving wealth. Nope, not yet, I'm back for another. Vowing to sever bacteria from what's left, so I scrub even harder. I vow to keep these parasitic obscenities from my health, so I wash even longer. This focused precision and the slightest incision built within myself in prison cells to hold me stronger. Realizing that I've been here for a while and the cold liquids just don't even bother.
Descend into the abyss of your mind to find hidden instances of memory which plagued your brain since infancy. Grimace at the senselessness and build fences around the perimeter which allow no admittance to the entrance, so no civilians may enter this epicenter for the abnormal thought process. This isn't a contest, just a lyrical conquest. Considered to be harmless, yet negativity tarnishes hip-hop justice. Corrupt cops drop bogus accusations on half the population, running out of patience. But I await the day the paint is wiped away from the chalkboard, leaving a clean slate to jot more stories for the sophomores. The opposite of softcore, but the more distorted contour. Contort the folklore into origami and probably abort the mission, cause it'd be more energy efficient for economy to assume the fetal position back in uterus of their mommy. Devastation left behind from a rhyme-inspired tsunami. Truth leads to faith, which in turn brings my journey to manifestation. I got the best attorney to ensure the king of lies will never devise a plan to burn me. Take a gulp from the elixir of life and never again be thirsty.
There was once thought,
till dark rose from the morning. A measuring pixel sign, 808, the mind adapts. Come join in a circle, lose hold, reality fades.
let choice be old
By images, lights at play.
Clock's eating minutes and spitting back memories as a token of thanks towards the infinite. I live in it, rather wretched or splendid passage for wounds to be mended. With amendments of minutes, commits vengeance for victims, symbols for symptoms of trading convenience for wisdom and belief systems. hideaway while our mother weeps over dead bodies of despair and deceit. Do we dare to complete the full cycle? Hold ourselves liable for survival of the weak. It's the arrival of the unique life depleted for all that breeds, flesh eater for all that bleeds, with a quick tongue for the ear of all those who be deceived by the evil that's been conceived. Is it agreed we're all relieved, for from this dying tree we sprout the strongest of seeds?
2 decades and 52 weeks gone by since the day oxygen first trespassed into my respiratory, and I'm still yet to discover the moral of my life story. Every grain of sand congregating within the hourglass is my nemesis, and every 60 seconds I spend daydreaming is another minute missed. A lifetime isn't sufficient to fix all the problems and conflicts we've inflicted. Natural resources deplenishing, which is limiting our options on what's left to be used for energy, but we're afraid to ask for heaven's assistance.
Static splitting atoms float through eternity, attempting to grab them. A steady weightless frontal fathom. I'd rather make believe my existence is relevant to laughter. Molecular smiles encountered, the structure language paint a picture just to capture. As the matter retracts, burns through the atmosphere. Liquid theory to solids, our rules of science relax. Limber exoskeleton changes shape to lose fit though intact. Skin seeps and seams as a sleep to wipe away free at last.
Solar powered humans undergoing our own form of photosynthesis.
Our own cowardness, a nuisance overthrown to deprive us from the gifts that were given to us.
Living foolish like hyperactive children without Ritalin, or diabetics without insulin.
Free to wave frequency, crash ashore aimlessly. 70% of the surface overflows inside my own self peacefully. Selfish though it's quite easy. A sea of deep blue sky, mirrors reflection reflects subtle cosmetic reasoning.
Varieties of spice of life, so bring the seasoning. Precious life's a delicacy, so disregard our intelligence is irrelevancy. It's seldom that we fail to be developing relics with sincerity within a society consumed by impurity. Apparently our endurance retreats, leaving us vulnerable and weak. These documents will be a key for future generations to see. Just hope by that time they still teach people to read. This pen bleeds truth, but my tears smeared the ink. We fear to think we've orchestrated our fate. It's too late, we're extinct.
With the future how wanted but chose not to pay attention. Mother Earth speaks out for the last time. Continents are swept away by tidal waves of the night. Due to overpopulation, starvation rules the planet. Winter is the heaven fight to keep light. As the age of ice repeats, the sea is dead, undrinkable water. But since being the day of the future white coast, so invented chemicals simulate H2O. The world is shaking short, but it's realigned from the sun. Sink deeper into the black hole, described as outer space. The ozone is no more. Father rocks hit the planet, the world you knew is now changed. No animal life did end from the lack of growing green. In the seasons. my jaw is why you shut. So me seeing the future probably doesn't help much. Got a crutch to lazy off time, I'm out of touch. Got a crutch to lazy off time, I'm out of touch. Vision is blurred from seeing the sunny side of crack, and I'm losing my mind. And still my response, what up, what happened today? It's saying flourish, but my light is slowly dimming. The image of winning, not being around for the beginning. Feeling itself lost to people that make the millions again and again. Why 24/7 always healing? I'm losing a pill, cause most of these others want a contract, not feeling they contact. So I suppose that I'm right. It's just a question leading up into the answer. This would be a lot easier if I could stop stressing. I'm guessing with plenty of time I'll get my answer. I'm guessing with plenty of time I'll get my answer. For now, give me a couple of minutes to grab your time. Nobody really knows how these few words can help her with a state of mind. I'm looking for answers. I know this life doesn't come with instructions, but when it comes to the function, stuck in the middle like this brother is easily offended. Authentic and miss out to diminish, replenish. Why so many about the spinach? I'll take your time, let me chill for a couple of minutes.
Space, a fiend feeding from the empty love of a dollar, defining makeup, making fake expressions that paint your face. Don't let them bother, cover your place. A fiend feeding from the empty love of a dollar, losing honor, you've wandered away.
Here I am on a continent, living in a country, in a region, in a state, in a city, in a home, on a block. Flying V formation bores me, so I stray from the flock. By no means can find a one specific location when I can roam freely all over the nation. Tricking myself into believing home is where the heart resides. What's here to keep me from hopping in the car to go for a little ride? Perhaps fear of what I might find on the other side of these imaginary lines. Districts, area codes, providences in different time zones. But wherever we are, we're still part of the same life flow. Sucks us in and spits us out like cyclones. This natural disaster called my life can't seem to capture enough laughter to compensate for the absence of a happiness factor. Life's like an exam, but the sweat on the inside of my hands smear the ink so I can't read the answers. I'm gonna be the same person no matter where you place me on the map, and I'm smart enough to keep from wandering into a trap. And if people don't like the way I react to my surroundings, it's too bad, cause they can't just place me back where they found me. I'll adapt, master my craft, and come back to saturate my habitat. Mark my territory and leave them something to remember me by. Accomplish what we can while we're alive, cause we're minute we die. Multiply and divide, leave legacies behind for young minds. For now I'll just follow wherever my heart leads me, and I'm willing to relocate wherever the music needs me. It's just that easy, keep the flow as we reap what we've sowed. I retreat to my humble abode, and who knows, we might cross paths somewhere down the road.
Don't let them bother, cover your space. A fiend feeding from the empty love of a dollar, defining makeup, making fake expressions that paint your face. Don't let them bother, cover your place. A fiend feeding from the empty love of a dollar, losing honor, you've wandered away.